Hi, beautiful. We're reading in the text, chapter 12, the Holy Spirit's curriculum. In section 8, the attraction of love for love. Do you really believe that you can kill the Son of God? The Father has hidden his Son safely within himself and kept him far away from your destructive thoughts. But you know neither the Father nor the Son because of them. You attack the real world every day and every hour and every minute, and yet you are surprised that you cannot see it. If you seek love in order to attack it, you will never find it. For if love is sharing, how can you find it except through itself? Offer it, and it will come to you, because it is drawn to itself. But offer attack, and love will remain hidden, for it can live only in peace. I'll pause here and say, it sounds like a healthy boundary. God's Son is as safe as his Father, for the Son knows his Father's protection and cannot fear. His Father's love holds him in perfect peace, and needing nothing, he asks for nothing. Yet he is far from you whose self he is, for you chose to attack him, and he disappeared from your sight into his Father. He did not change, but you did. For a split mind and all its works were not created by the Father, and could not live in the knowledge of him. When you made visible what is not true, what is true became invisible to you. I'll pause here and say, it's making it very clear you can have one or the other, but not both. You can be host to God or hostage to ego, but not both. Yet it cannot be invisible in itself, for the Holy Spirit sees it with perfect clarity. It is invisible to you because you are looking at something else. Yet it is no more up to you to decide what is visible and what is invisible than it is up to you to decide what reality is. What can be seen is what the Holy Spirit sees. The definition of reality is God's, not yours. Wow. I want to pause here and say that's a really powerful statement. I'm going to read it again. The definition of reality is God's, not yours. He created it, and he knows what it is. You who knew have forgotten, and unless he had given you a way to remember, you would have condemned yourself to oblivion. Because of your Father's love, you can never forget him, for no one can forget what God himself placed in his memory. You can deny it, but you cannot lose it. A voice will answer every question you ask, and a vision will correct the perception of everything you see. For what you have made invisible is the only truth, and what you have not heard is the only answer. God would reunite you with yourself and did not abandon you in your distress. You are waiting only for him and do not know it. Yet his memory shines in your mind and cannot be obliterated. It is no more past than future, being forever, always. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of this section. If you seek love in order to attack it, you will never find it. Offer it and it will come to you. Wow. This is so potent and powerful. I feel like I could sit with those two sentences for days, but we don't have days, so I will do my best to summarize and extrapolate a practical meaning to this. When we're trying to get something, when we're in that get or take energy, we repel love. When we recognize that we are love, and that is our natural state to love, to be loved, to love, and to love. It's so effortless. Offer it and it will come to you. When we offer love, because it's natural, because that's what you are, it naturally returns to you effortlessly. And we don't do this to control people or manipulate them. It may not be in that exact moment, but what you put out returns. This is taught in all of the world's major philosophical and religious teachings. It's called different names, but the law of the harvest, karma. Where in our lives are we trying to get something instead of offering it? Are we trying to force an apology? Are we trying to get someone to love us and to see our worth? Offer it and it will come to you. Offer attack and love will remain hidden, for it can live only in peace. This is such a beautiful and pure teaching. And to the ego, it's like, this isn't fair. In day-to-day life, why should I offer this person love? They haven't offered me love. Well, on a practical level, offer it and it will come to you. Perhaps in the exact way that you're imagining, but perhaps in some other way. And something that I have found is that when I offer love, I feel at peace and I feel happy. And I feel love from the inside out, no matter what is going on externally. Because I've recognized that I'm not responsible for other people's choices. I am responsible for mine. Nobody responds well to take energy. When someone comes toward you trying to take something from you or get something from you, it's off-putting. When you show up in someone's life in any way, shape, or form, come bearing gifts. Literally or figuratively, energetically. Because what this does is makes you aware of your true nature, which is self-effulgent and lacks no thing. The definition of reality is God's, not yours. He created it, and he knows what it is. Because of your Father's love, you can never forget him, for no one can forget what God himself has placed in his memory. You can deny it, but you cannot lose it. A voice will answer every question you ask, and a vision will correct the perception of everything you see. That's a really beautiful promise. So we don't have to do any of this alone or figure it out. In fact, if we've figured it out, we can be certain that we don't know, because only the ego figures. Spirit knows. The definition of reality is God's, not yours. Be still and know, because you have allowed the voice for God to answer every question, and true vision to correct the ego's perceptions. It's such a beautiful and comforting teaching that we don't have to figure it out or make stuff up. We only need to accept the truth. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the work you do. I invite all of us, and myself included, to be willing today and moving forward to offer, to give what it is we think we need. Because in the giving, we will recognize we always had it. And that allows the illusion to crumble and fall away. You are the light of this world. You're not going to go out there and get it. You're it. It's you, my love. I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Mwah.